In 1965, on Simchat Torah, the Lubavitcher Rebbe said a sikha in 770. The Rebbe starting off talking about the concept of education, how it is important to pay attention to our kids' education. And the Rebbe said that a businessman, when he puts down his business and sits down and learns Torah, he's basically acting an act of mesirut nefesh, self-sacrifice, by doing that. Because in that time that he is learning Torah, he would have earned money. And by him learning Torah, he's basically showing that the Torah is more important. The Rebbe continues and says that the man may give up the 30 minutes of watching television or reading the newspapers or even wondering what President Johnson would do in Vietnam. Or he's not even wonder what's going on with the World Series. The Rebbe continues and says, there was a Junger man. Junger man is basically a young rabbi with a beard that came over to the pitcher and asked him and basically gave him a pair of tefillin. In that sikha, the Rebbe doesn't mention the name, but the story was that in 1965, the LA Dodgers made it to the World Series. And the game was in Minnesota. And in Minnesota of those days, there was a shliach until today, may he live and be well, Rabbi Feller. And he called the Rebbe and told him that there was a Yid that played for the LA Dodgers who refused to pitch on Yom Kippur. So the LA Dodgers pitcher was Sandy Koufax, a Yid that refused that put away the most important game of the year, the World Series, in order to observe Yom Kippur. So the shliach, Rabbi Feller, came, basically called the Rebbe and told him that he didn't put a tefillin. That he didn't play on Yom Kippur. So what happened was the Rebbe told him to go over to him and give him a pair of tefillin. And so it was. The day after Yom Kippur, the shliach goes to the hotel where the LA Dodgers players were and asks the receptionist, where is the room of Sandy Koufax? And knowing that Sandy Koufax was Jewish and that there was a young rabbi standing in front of them, they allowed him basically to go to his room. Rabbi Feller came to his room and gave and spoke to Sandy Koufax. And Sandy Koufax said that not only that he did not play on Yom Kippur, but he also didn't play on Rosh Hashanah. Oy bazoi, the Rabbi Feller said, I have a present for you. If so, here is a pair of tefillin. Rabbi Feller wanted to help him out putting on the tefillin, and Sandy Koufax says that he basically knows how to put it on himself. Going back to the sikha. So the Rebbe acknowledged Sandy Koufax in the sikha in a public audience to the crowds that came for Simchat Torah. So many people. It's the one day in 770 that the most people come to 770 to be with the Rebbe. The Rebbe acknowledged him. What do we take from this story? Jewish pride, learning Torah, the Torah that we valued so much throughout the generations and brought us thus far, shall always be learned and observed. And the Jewish pride that Sandy Koufax had, and the importance of showing how important the Torah is, and Yom Kippur, and this action by Sandy Koufax put a very, very strong influence on many Jewish players later on. You want to show us the shirt? Koufax. So basically, on this Purim of Tafshin Ayin Chet, Srulik is dressing up as Sandy Koufax. The Sandy Koufax, as Srulik has, actually the Brooklyn Dodgers, because the LA Dodgers, before they were LA, they were Brooklyn, because they moved to LA. Afreiliche Purim.